How's everyone doing? Whoa, tons of people on here, huh? Looks like we got 20 more minutes. I'll check it back later. Yeah, sorry. I've realized that I'm starting. I always just say I'm starting right now, and then you guys are on here waiting. So, Scotty said, oh my word. Yes! Keep it going. Hey, everyone, he's late. Here. I was only 2 minutes late. Sorry, guys. I was born late too. I'm just always late. All right, so guys, legit, I'm mad. Like I am very frustrated by the stuff that I'm seeing on Twitter and just just by this whole Top Thrill 2 stuff that's going on right now. Like it's legitimately ticked me off. Um so anyway, I think we'll probably be talking a little bit about that today. So I planned to make a poll where we're going to talk more about some stuff, but about like our favorite coasters and stuff like that. And we still might do that, but I think this is the time to get some talking done. So I'm going to go for a walk and get stuff done. And yeah. So, okay. Hotel breakers. No, TT2 is not delayed. TT2 is now basically a pay-to-ride experience. Every single time that you get on TT2, you have to buy a locker. Almost every time, no matter what. Or you have to leave it with someone. But are you really telling me you're going to leave something? Oh, it's beautiful, Droco, yeah. You're really telling me, like, so I'm a dad and I have my parents who hang out with me sometimes at the park. You're really going to tell me I'm going to bring my daughter to Cedar Point. I'm going to give literally everything to my parents, including my cell phone, so they literally have no idea where to find me at all. They have two options at that point. They can either sit on the ground right in front of TT2 for 3 hours while I wait to get on to Top Thrill 2, or they can go someplace. But if they go someplace, I have no way to contact them whatsoever. Maybe if you have an Apple Watch. That's the only way you can contact someone, is if you have an Apple Watch. So now you're going to tell me I have to buy an Apple Watch in order for me to communicate with my family at all, or to know if any kind of emergency happened with my daughter in any possible way. Now, I'm just using me as an example, because for me, I don't really care about Top Thrill 2. It's never been my favorite coaster possibility at Cedar Point, and I've been pretty vocal about that. So I'm using myself as an example, but there are lots of parents or people in a situation like me who may have someone with them who are taking care of their kid while they're like, hey, I want to go ride some rides. And so you're telling me your kid either has to ride with you or they cannot ride with you. But then you're going to literally have no way to know where anyone is. You're going to have no way to know how to communicate with your family. You're going to have no possible way of knowing if any kind of emergency, any kind of bad thing possibly happened to your family. You're just there for 3 hours. Just wait. So, yeah. No, Beach Cliff is a legend because they're talking truth. Cedar Point, hand out Apple Watches. Okay, fine. Now I'll hear you out. You want to give me an Apple Watch for buying your ticket and for buying also a locker to get into Cedar Point, then great. Now, most people are probably going to buy that locker, but even then, if you buy the locker, first of all, now it's an upcharge. You've just upcharged for Cedar Point. So, this is not anymore just like a normal coaster. You know, you now have to pay extra to actually ride the rides at Cedar Point, or at least to ride this one ride. But let's not pretend that Cedar Point isn't going to be watching and being like, hey, whoa, we made a ton of money off of lockers this last year. We should do this with all of the rides. No. This is shit. So, I'm sorry. I know I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I legitimately feel like just totally pissed off about this. And again, this doesn't have to do with me. I'm not a huge fan of some of the more intense rides. I don't know how often I'm gonna go ride. I don't know how often I'm gonna go ride Top Thrill 2 or anything like that. Like, I may not ride it that often. I'm more of an experience guy. I love the shows, and I've heard some great things about the shows coming up. But wait, who has CP has threatened to stop working with creators who negatively say stuff? They have stopped working with creators who have negatively said stuff years ago. I got invited to one media event, and that's all I've been to. Actually, I guess it was two. It was two all at one time. And I don't know if you can say that anybody else does more Cedar Point stuff than I do. But one, and I believe it's because after that, I started saying a negative thing here or there. Like the most minor criticisms, though. This is a little bit less minor. This is a bit more, yeah, no, I can't deal with this. So yes, and MH Reels, you're right. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. You have put yourself out, just like I've put myself out there to be on YouTube. I understand someone is going to and has come in and said, crappy things about me. That I understand. Sometimes even those crappy things that people say have some sort of legitimate piece to it. Now, sometimes I have to read through vitriol to get to it, and vitriol is different than just not liking something I've said or whatever. But sometimes there's a piece of like, I can do a little bit better because of this one thing here that someone said. And I don't feel like I've ever been like, Cedar Point, this is the stupidest thing that you, well, I've said this is the stupidest thing you've done, but I've never been vitriolic against them. Today I feel vitriolic. I feel mad about this. But I haven't been there before. But yeah, and again though, this doesn't have to do with me. It has to do with you guys. You guys have to deal with this. I don't know how often I'm gonna ride Top Thrill 2, but I'm smart enough to know that if Cedar Point realizes they can make money off of this, they're gonna damn well do it. They're gonna do it for every ride, as many as they possibly can, especially all the new coasters. They're gonna do it, and it's ridiculous because it's completely unnecessary. They don't do this with anything else. So yeah, it's just so stupid. Anyway, let's see what you guys are saying, and we'll keep talking here. Sounds like BS. The lockers aren't free like at Steel Vengeance or small items like cell phones and glasses. Yep. And that's the thing that I responded right away on Twitter, is that it's a bad look. And if they're really necessary, make them free. They make them free at, like this even has a precedence. When you go to Universal Studios, they are free at Universal Studios. So make them free, and then I won't be all pissed about this. If they're free, then I'll at least be like, okay, that at least makes some sense. Even then, though, okay, I'm still gonna be pissed about it. I'm sorry, because with a 3-hour line, you still need to be able to have medical devices in your space, and you need to be able to have a phone with you, at least if it's a 3-hour line. Which means there needs to be some other concession. But it'll make it better if there is a way for certain things to be there. And glasses is another thing. You need to be able, some people need to be able to see. Like, I can see fine with my glasses off. Again, this isn't all about me. There are other people. I think that's what Cedar Point maybe is failing to realize. Just because they don't deal with the thing doesn't mean that other people don't deal with this thing. There's no way it's going to be 3-hour lines with these. Well, okay, and that's great. I actually kind of think maybe we should just say, you know what? Screw that ride. We don't ride it at all. Like, who even needs to ride Top Thrill 2? Instead, it's just fine. You spent all this money, Cedar Point. See if we care. See if we even ride a single time. Now, the thing is, I can't imagine most people are going to do that, but that's the kind of thing that I think about. Because I'm just like, if you're going to do that kind of restriction on it, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. And you can't do it. Now, maybe they're trying to limit the lines and make it so that people don't have as many. So, are they charging an arm and leg? I doubt it. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll find out soon. I'm going to say I doubt it that they're spending or charging an arm and a leg. But even if they're spending 50 cents on it, which I know that's way more than 50 cents, it still would tick me off. But instead, if this is this is probably going to be more like a $10 or $15 expenditure for every single time that you want to ride Top Thrill 2. Where you think the metal detectors will be at? Close to the front or like steep? No, what it says on the thing, you won't be let into the line unless you've gone through the metal detectors. So they've just released a new statement on Twitter, and it's circulating like all over because people are just ticked at it. And I understand that. And the fact also that Cedar Point doesn't seem to understand it, and they're like, oh, people shouldn't be mad about this. That's so dumb. That's just another reason to be like, wow, you know what? Maybe you don't care about us. Maybe you don't have any kind of clue about your people or about medical stuff that they're going through, that they may need to actually have a bag with them. Again, this has nothing to do with me. I do not have that kind of stuff. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with that there are other people who are not me who also deserve to have some sort of understanding, I guess. Just because you're not 100% able-bodied in every possible way. I don't even know if that's the right way I'm thinking, but just because you have something where you require a medical device, you require glasses that are stronger than mine, you require whatever, doesn't mean you should have to suffer for 3 hours in line or 2 hours in line or even a half hour or 15 minutes in line because you can't do it. So anyway, yeah. Yeah. You can see the metal detectors at the right entrance in the last TT2 pick. Stop video. They will change tune when they realize people had to store their wallets in the locker and can no longer buy the $8 bottle of Coke from the vending machines in the line. Yeah. I mean, that's even a good point. Even beyond this, I'm not sure that it is a actually helpful thing for them beyond more than just one reason. But the fact that there is precedent for it, for having lockers that you can use that are free at other amusement parks, even at Cedar Point, shows that this is ridiculous. But having someone be stuck without communication for that long is on a whole different level of idiocy. No, you can't buy zip up or button shorts. They are not allowed in your shorts at all. There's nothing allowed. So like you saying that you are not allowed to have it. You will go through metal detectors. They will wave the wand over you, and you will not be allowed to go on if you have anything in your pockets. Anything. They even mention on it chapstick. They even mention on it, like, just anything that you could bring with you, you are not allowed to have it. I met Beachcliff this weekend, ended up poking Jesse with a button, and now we hate each other. Hey, Terry, it wouldn't have been a bother. Oh, that's stupid. Yes, it is very, very stupid. So people are going to have to decide whether they even want to ride this ride or not. I'm supposed to be there on Saturday to ride it. And yeah. Do they literally charge $8 for a Coke? Oh yeah, they do. Yep. No, Drew, I took you out on bumper cars. I just started watching, so if I missed most of it, does Cedar Point have free lockers? It does not have free lockers, no. The lockers will probably be somewhere between $10 and $15. They call that a nominal fee. I mean, the truth is, that is a quarter of your ticket to get into Cedar Point. And you're needing to pay a quarter of your ticket to then put stuff in a locker. Before you get onto Top Thrill 2. Another part of it too is that they have a 3-hour limit. So if your line length is even 2 hours, that means it's impossible for you to even do a second ride without buying another one or having to spend extra beyond it. I'm not totally sure if it's an $8 Coke. It might be a $5 Coke, something like that. Now, I don't know if anything else is on this. I have not seen any kind of response from Cedar Point at all that I'm aware of, or anybody who is actually a higher up at Cedar Point. I have seen a few people calling themselves higher ups at Cedar Point who are talking about things. Until I see any kind of proof or something where I actually know who that person is, that kind of stuff I'm gonna keep back. I would assume I'm not going to. Like, they would be really dumb to come on social media and talk, but I've seen some people saying like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fire people because they're talking about this, and stuff like that. That kind of stuff also ticks me off, but that's different. That's not Cedar Point. That is someone being an asshat. So that I'm not gonna hold against Cedar Point, but I am going to hold what Cedar Point has done against them, or talk to them, or even just discuss it. Now, yes, I would agree. Cubby's on the ride. Look, guys, there's a wedding. It's a nice setting for, not a wedding, it's just pictures, but it's pretty cool. This is the not your normal chat. Oh, they've put vending machines in lines before. They've kind of, like, Rougarou has a few right now, or at least they have. So clip. Coke is too expensive. Buy crack instead. I think I saw someone at some point ask when Droco's going live tonight. Actually, I think I saw someone say, like, when are they doing their 24-hour live? And I think they're going live tonight to discuss that. So go check them out, if I have heard correctly. I don't even know what you guys have said. If you guys want me to see something that you've already said, please just either repost it or add a super chat, something like that, because I don't know what you guys have said. If you add a super chat, then I'll be sure to say it, but a lot of people have already said it. I think Yoko said it, but okay, thanks. Okay. Yeah, I made a mental note of that one that I saw, but I don't even know where to go with all the comments. There were so many of them there. But yeah, so I am the least happy I've ever been with CBD. But now I feel like maybe I've gotten that off my chest just a little bit. I'll be coming out with a well thought out video where we actually discuss this and talk about it. So I am planning on having one where I talk about that. So if you want to contribute to that, hard to hear, very windy. Is it very windy? Sometimes it gets really windy. Here, I'll try to hide it with my hand. I'm also thinking about going someplace where maybe I could get a drink or something. I'm not sure where that would be. Is that better? Can you guys hear better now or not? Hopefully everyone is having a great day. Crazy wind, can't hear you right now. How many times on Skyhawk this year? Much better. Yes. Hey, everyone, sounds better. Unfortunately, some of these streets are acting as wind tunnels right now. So there's not much I could do about that weather. Even if I had my nice mics or not, wouldn't do much. I wish there was a better way to really make the wind, to like stop the wind. Or like intercept it before it got here. You mean people are going off the live stream, or they're like going off on Twitter? If you would like to be a part of this discussion, either leave a comment, like if you'd like me to use your thoughts, either leave a comment on my Twitter at NotYourNormalG1, or leave a comment on this physical video too, going off on X. Yeah. I'll be glad to hear from you one way or another. Hey, cool. They have the outdoor stuff here. That's cool. Or you can also go onto my onto this physical video and talk about it there too. That way we can actually hear from you guys, and I will use your quotes in the video as people who are just part of Cedar Point and the way that you guys feel about it. Whatever you feel. But if it's positive, then that's fine too. We can talk about that. But whatever it is that you're feeling. My point is that they don't have enough lockers for all of us, even if we want to pay. Yeah, that's possible too, especially depending on how many people actually show up for it to ride it. If their goal is to get people to stay away from it, then maybe they've done that. Maybe they've achieved their goal. But I think there's more to it than that. I don't know. I'm confused by what their line of thinking is. Other than, like, I don't really see a way that they're thinking, except for I'm feeling like Carrie didn't know what she was talking about at the eclipse. Okay, Beachcliff, I saw you write that earlier, and I wasn't thinking about it. Yeah, because you said something about, like, just imagine you and I were talking to Carrie about this. Yeah, I mean, we were discussing this with Carrie, and she was seemingly very different than this. Beachcliff, in all fairness, I do feel like things change frequently with a lot of large corporations. And I can imagine that something, was the way she thought it was before. And then something changed for her. $13 a locker, yeah. Sounds like they're going backwards. I felt like they had it pretty good with Steel Vengeance lockers. Same with the last Coaster lockers at Universal. That system works great. That should be the model. Yeah, so that is the reason why I don't feel like I can look at any part of this and be like, they're just trying to find a positive in it. I can't look at it and be like, oh yeah, sure, well, but they're trying to do this. I feel like every lens that I look at with it is just, this is a cash grab. Like, it's a great way for them to make money. Therefore, they're going to do it and try to make a lot of money with it, because I don't feel like it makes sense in any other way. No wind in here, at least. Yes. Yeah, so even, I don't think he'd have a problem with me saying this. Jared from Ghoster Coasters has been saying on Twitter that he has some medical supplies that go with him. But yeah, people who are type 1 diabetics, people who are, very, like, maybe even almost legally blind. Like, they can't go without their glasses. And I understand taking it off for a ride, that's fine. I understand not having something with you for a moment. But if you have something that's reading your blood, doing a whole bunch of different things, or an insulin pump, different things like that, those are very important pieces that you need to keep with you all the time. And this is why I think it's worthwhile to make a fuss about this and to make a stink about it. Because usually I say, like, whatever a worker or a cast member or a team member or whatever park you're at tells you to do it. They've come up with these rules to help you as much as they can. First of all, I don't think this rule was made to help anybody. It was just made to make money. Secondly, I don't think that it was made with a secondly, I think there are a lot of people who this really hurts, who it hurts way worse than it hurts me. So it's not so much about whether or not it hurts me, it's about whether it hurts other people. Yes, I do believe that you can wear glasses with a strap. And there may be medical tags that you can get on bags, but still, to make that many people have to get a medical tag for something that they may need, I don't know, maybe that's what's worth it. Maybe it's worth it just to see the influx of people that have to start going to get medical stuff. It's just, yeah. Hershey charges late locker fees. Didn't know EA owns CP now. I've seen that a couple different times. I didn't know that Cedar Point was going to try to nickel and dime people and do everything they possibly could to make as much money as they possibly could. Actually, I feel like it's not even Disney type stuff. Like, Disney doesn't make you get lockers. Disney, you can film on rides at Disney even. It's just, Disney's a whole different ballgame. Now you pay more money for, all of what they do, but also if you want Genie Plus at Disney, you pay a lot less. If you want I don't know why my eye hurts so bad. Disney does nickel and dime too, yes, but they do a little bit less of it, or at least they charge less for that nickel and diming than they do with Cedar Point, because you never have to pay a $150 or $180 fast lane at Disney. There are some other possibilities, but you never have to pay for that. Instead, their fast lane or their equivalent fast lane service, Genie Plus, is like somewhere between $15 to $30 expenditure. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, please press that subscribe button. I'd love to have you guys. I do try to talk. So this is actually part of what's making me upset too, is I want to be talking really positively about Cedar Point. Because that's how I want to be getting my views. But I don't feel like there's been a lot of positives lately. It's been just constantly trying to find any possible way where they can make tons of extra money. I mean, parking has gone up like year after year after year in an unprecedented manner. And I understand also that the cost of living has also gone up. So that is also a part of this that can be like entered into the equation. But when it's been like 2020, it added $5 and then another $5 and then another $5. It's just been like constant over the last several years. And again, for me, not a big deal because I have a season pass. That's not my problem. But then the cost of food also has gone up. Again, for me, not a big deal. That's not my problem. I have a meal plan at Cedar Point, but there are other people who don't. And the people who don't are the people who Cedar Point are really trying to attract, because they're the people that they make the most money on. They make money on me because I buy merchandise and stuff like that, but that's a lot less than when you have someone coming in and making money. I think it is $45 Beach Cliff. It might be 40 now. But I think the last time I looked, it was 45. So these people get in a... So the people who Cedar Point really wants to bring in are the people who are going to be first-time visitors. They've come in, they've paid the full price. and they've brought tons of money for it. You know, they a lot of times they've even paid at the gate instead of paying at $45. Yep. So a lot of times they come in, they haven't even bought online because they didn't look ahead of time. They just said to a buddy, hey, we want to go to Cedar Point. Well, those are the people that they're losing the most money on, because those are the people who are going to experience it and have this experience and be like, oh my word, but while we were there, we had to pay $15 for a locker. We had to pay $45 to park. We had 2 different cars there with 2 different groups of people. So each of that was $90 for us to even come in. Then on top of that, we had to pay to go on one of the rides because they didn't even have any free lockers for us. We also had bags with us because we had kids. So with those bags, we had to put those in lockers too. That was $15 each time, you know, and then their recounting of the story of them coming to Cedar Point is not, we had fun. It's, we spent money everywhere. So why would we ever want to go back? So Cedar Point's not gaining additional people who want to actually spend time with them. Instead, they're spending time on doing whatever they can to make money, which is understandable and also stupid, because you have to be experienced first. You have to create a great experience, and then people will come back to you. You cannot create this subpar, crappy experience and be like, oh yeah, all right, I came in late. What's going on with lockers on TT2? Planning on being at Cedar Point the end of May. Actually just booked my lockers yesterday. So if you want to go on TT2, you basically have to buy a locker at this point. No matter what. You can either buy a locker or you can leave your stuff off with someone off the ride. So, but then that means medical equipment can't come on with you. No cargo pockets are allowed. You cannot have any access to a phone. If you have anyone outside of the gates of the ride waiting for you, there is nothing you can do to communicate with that person, whether it's in the locker or you leave it with someone off. So if you have someone, now watches might work, PDR. That's the one thing I said. Beachcliff said, yeah, so Cedar Point should just offer us free Apple Watches. And I'm like, hey, you know what? If that's what they're doing, then great. But yeah, so it is extremely stupid all the way around. So yeah, but yeah, then there's just a ton of different things like that. So I don't know if this is precedented. You just mentioned Great Adventure. So not even free lockers like Steve. No, they're not free lockers. Like if they were free lockers, I wouldn't, especially if they were inside the queue, which apparently was the plan. But somehow they couldn't do that. I don't believe that for a second, first of all. They couldn't do that because they found a way that they could make more money. And someone crunched the numbers and they were like, hey, data shows we can make 15% extra if we charge people for lockers. So they're like, oh, okay, let's do that. And I'm like, nah, maybe not. Next, they won't allow Apple Watches on TT2. And I mean, I don't know if they will. I know for the lockers at Steel Vengeance, I believe they'll allow Apple Watches to go through. But they don't allow anything else. Like even if you have like a really thin wallet that's in your back pocket, you might be able to get away with it, but if they know it's there, you'll get in trouble for it. Like, it's not something that they're going to be like, oh, don't worry about it. It's just a wallet. You know, it's fine. So next year, it will most likely will be more lax. They don't want another incident. If glasses aren't allowed, then Tony broke his own rule. Yeah. TT2 Might just be a one and done this season for me then. Geez, that's crazy. Six Flags Adventure in New Jersey. Charges for lockers. And they don't want another carrying any items on you on your person. I'm assuming that's what you meant. It's because rides have gotten more extreme. People are more likely to leave stuff in their pockets. I mean, if my Apple Watch comes off, it means my hand went with it. I need to step away. Thanks for the update on lockers. Yeah, you're welcome. Have a Six Flags day. Yeah, so anyway, I am probably done ranting now. Smells good. This little thing right behind me here, it's so good. Powers Hamburgers. It's delicious. If anybody else has more questions, please feel free to ask them. I'll try to kind of get to them in a fairly roundabout answer. But maybe we should continue what the actual plan was. Zipper pocket go? No, there is no zipper pocket. And you can't use the zipper pocket on yourself either for it. They cost about $13. Would the first 2 weeks of June be a good time to visit Cedar Point? Yeah, first 2 weeks of June would definitely be a good time to visit Cedar Point. This little statue used to be inside our mall. I used to love it as a kid. I thought it was really cool. I think they've colored it since. It's kind of cool. Was supposed to represent racial unity. At the time, I think for me, I think it looked kind of strange. Now I work with students who are just so diverse, and I love that. That is not the experience I had growing up, and I think it's pretty cool that our kids had that. Glasses strapped, hat in zipper pocket. I don't know about hats. I think they may not allow a hat on at all, but I don't know. We'll have to see. It does seem like a lot of times it's the most strict the first year with any of these, and then it's a little bit less strict later, partly because they see that there's maybe some problems. But that's also something that I think is important to change. Car key tied into my shoelaces. That might work. I don't even know if that would work or not. I might as well just buy a locker at the front of the park and not have my phone on me for TT2. Yeah. Beachcliff said Silver Dollar City is pretty strict about hats on rides. Yeah. Yeah. I've had to take a chance with just putting my stuff above the locker for Steel Vengeance before. Oh yeah, I've done that before. I put stuff in bushes and stuff too before. Multiple times. I did down in Florida even. Especially if I know I don't have anything that's too necessary, then I've done some of that. But one video showed something flying off a water dummy. If it was on purpose or not, I don't know. Yeah, no, I think it was the head of the water dummy. But I think it was a head of a water dummy that wasn't well attached. So that's why. Like, I don't think people's heads are going to flip off. But, well, we did see how that bag flew off the top hat, but still, yeah. So, all right, we are going to start talking favorite coasters. And again, if you guys have other things that you want to talk about, I'm more than happy to hear you out and to discuss those things also. But we're going to try to start a few things here with it. So we're going to start with Kings Island. Kings Island had Orion and the Beast that we were doing. We did start halfway through this already. So we're going to just kind of continue from here. So Orion and the Beast, between Orion and the Beast, for me, I had Beach Cliff is on my Twitter now, so now I'm seeing a whole bunch of stuff there. If your head is not screwed on right, who knows? um, um, Orion. Yeah, I don't know. I've put my hat down, my shirt on. Steel Vengeance, definitely. The weather's beautiful here. It is fantastic. It's not incredibly hot or anything. Like, it's kind of just perfect for walking. Orion versus the Beast. I think I would have to choose for me. I think this might be kind of controversial, but I feel like I have to choose Orion, honestly. I'm not a huge The Beast fan. So, unfortunately, we'll have to do that. I do like The Beast a lot, and it's classic. So that's why it's kind of tempting to me to choose The Beast, but I think we won't choose that one. Banshee or the Racer? Again, I'm going to have to choose the newer one, Banshee. I really love Banshee. It's a great one. Next we have the race, or next we have Flight of Fear or in Vertigo. And I would have to choose, man, my eye, I can like barely hold it open without it stinging. I think some of it's the wind and the sun too. Flight of Fear or in Vertigo. Man, both of those I kind of hate. Flight of Fear hurts, and in Vertigo hurts too. I think I'd have to choose Flight of Fear. It's the better one for me. And then we have Backlot Stunt Coaster for the next round. I can't even look out my eye anymore. I'd choose Flight of Fear if I had to. Who said, hey, dude? Oh, hey, Droko. Okay. Theme Park Mark and Droko are both on my newest video that I just released today. Go check them out. It's a fun one. We ranked, well, not every ride, but we ranked a lot of the major coasters at what was that place? Yeah, just keep my eyes closed while I walk across busy city streets. Although no one's behind me here. It kind of feels empty right now. If you are going to come more than, I'm going to say 7 times, then yes, the food plan is worth it as long as you eat twice each day that you come. If you are going to come a handful of times, 3 or 4 times, no, don't get the food plan. Instead, get the daily meal plan. The daily meal plan would give you more food all day long for just a little bit less than what it costs for one meal. Or for a little bit more than what it costs for one meal. So you're gonna get a lot more. Now the Busch Gardens Williamsburg meal plan, I'm not sure that was worthwhile. At least not as much anyway. But you had to pay a lot more and getting the money in. So what about the people who wear dentures? Are you gonna make them put their teeth in the locker too? Or those who have snap-in teeth too? I don't think that'll be any problem. I don't think they'll ask you, like, do you have a tooth that's removable? It's also not made out of metal usually. So keep your eyes closed and use your other senses to make your way through the streets. That sounds like a... No. Busch Gardens food plan is not worth it. Um, next, we have Cedar Point. I've been going to Busch Gardens for 20 years. Better to not get the food plan. I still need to take a trip to Carowinds and get my credit for Fury. I love Fury. It's a great ride. So we have Millennium. We have Magnum. Both of those. Sorry, Jared. If Ghoster Coasters is on here, I'm sorry. It's got to be Millennium. It is not Magnum for me. Not at all. Next, we have Gatekeeper or Cedar Creek Mine Ride. Oh, that has to be Gatekeeper. That's not even much of a debate there. Maverick or Iron Dragon has to be Maverick. Also, if you guys want to play along with any of these, let me know, or write what your favorites are down in the comments. I'm just kind of speed rounding through these. We're not going to take tons of time talking about each one or anything like that. Oh yeah, it's Gatekeeper, Droco, absolutely. My shoulder's starting to hurt. The Daredevil guy. Next, we have Valraven versus Pipe Screen. It has to be Valraven. There's not really much of a choice there either. Let's see. Oh, no. Didn't want to work for me. And then, oh shoot, we needed to start with Steel Vengeance. Okay guys, sorry, I'm changing that. We're going back. Steel Vengeance was where we ended off last round. So we've got to go back to Steel Vengeance. So these will all be different answers. So Steel Vengeance versus Millennium. Oh my word. That's an awful choice for me. Oh no. What would you guys do? Steel Vengeance or Millennium? Oh, I absolutely love Busch Gardens Williamsburg too. I'm just not sure that the meal plan there was really worth it at the end. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking Steel Vengeance too, but I love Millennium. I usually say it's one of my favorite rides. But you know what? All the more reason for me to say Steel Vengeance. I'm hoping that Tony does get a lot of backlash and that they walk back on this. I know they don't usually. I think this one is worthwhile. Last year we raised a little bit of a stink about things, about early park entry being pretty boring because Wild Mouse was not open. So, and true, Droco. Cedar Point is getting exactly what they want by us talking about this, because even if we say like, don't go, everyone's gonna go. It's just the way publicity works. So it's not bad necessarily that we're talking about them for PR reasons for them. I just think it's worthwhile to have the discussion, and if the discussion gets them publicity and then changes what they do, then great. I'm not mad about that. You get the publicity you want, but do what's right for your guests. You know, like, it's worthwhile to have this conversation and to have this discussion so that you can do what's right for your guests. All right. So Steel Vengeance is what won. Millennium did not. I'm not going to get into Tony's face. Well, they complained about thigh crush and ruin the ride. So let's see what CP does about this. Thigh crush? What's thigh crush? We have Magnum and Gatekeeper also. Magnum, it has to be again Gatekeeper. I'm sorry, Garrett, Jared. Has to be Gatekeeper. Then we have Cedar Creek Mine Ride and Maverick. It has to be Maverick. Iron Dragon or Valraven. Has to be Valraven for me. Magnum doesn't beat Gatekeeper for me. Definitely not. I'm not a big fan of Gatekeeper. I'm not a big fan of Maverick. Magnum. Oh, my word. I think Top Thrill 2 should have lockers inside. Or at least for free, because like you're waiting in such a long line and have no phone to use and can't even put it up in the zip-up pocket. Yeah, I completely agree. All right. Next one is Kennywood. This will be the last round for Kennywood already. Jackrabbit Exterminator. It has to be Jackrabbit. I loved Jackrabbit, and Exterminator is like a Wild Mouse kind of a ride. Not my favorite. Phantom's Revenge or Steel Curtain. Ooh, that one's actually really hard for me. But I did feel like Steel Curtain was a really smooth, fun ride. So we're going to do that. Next we had, I love Jackrabbit. Next we had Michigan's Adventure. Let's do this. Taylor, this is where we hung out and listened to comedians while we were hanging out in downtown. So Michigan's Adventure started with Zach Zoomers, which didn't get its time in the spotlight at all, versus Mad Mouse. It has to be Mad Mouse. Sorry, Zach Zoomers. I think that's a kids ride anyway. Then we have Shivering Timbers or Wolverine Wildcat, and it has to be Shivering Timbers. That's kind of the star attraction of that park. What are you guys saying? Trent, your pixel. Oh, no. Okay. I know what's happening. Ooh. All right, I gotta go outside. Thought it might be better in here because it's not so windy. But apparently that's not the case. Let me know when and if it gets better, guys. Write down in the comments if I'm still pixelated. This is a very pretty hotel. This last season of Corn is so funny. I didn't even know there was a TV show called Corn. Trent wrecks the internet. Yep. I destroy the internet. It says patio seating is reserved for Starbucks guests only, but they're not open right now, so I'm just gonna sit out here. Is it better out here, guys? All right, much better. Okay, cool, good. So we have Michigan's adventure was Mad Mouse and Shivering Timbers. Well, I gotta go. Hope everyone has a good night. I'll try to make it to Droko's live too. See ya, Cam Loves Coasters. Next we have Indiana Beach. That's Hoosier Hurricane and Cornball Express. For those two, I would have to choose Hoosier Hurricane. I think that's my favorite one. It's the one that runs the length of the park, I believe anyway. Sometimes I get mixed up on them, but they're both very fun, so. Would a low battery charge result in pixeling? I don't think so, but let's make sure. I don't think so, but let's make sure. I'm going to check. Yeah, I'm at 42%. We're good. Okay, next we're at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. We've got Escape from Pompeii is the first one, and that goes against Dar Coaster, which I would definitely have to say Dar Coaster wins. Next we have Verbolten versus Invader, and I would have to say Verbolten, absolutely Verbolten. And that one is done then until we get to that's the final round for it, until we get to the mixing everything together. Next, we have King's Dominion. We have Anaconda versus Dominator. I would definitely give that to Dominator just because it looks like a fun and smooth ride, but I didn't actually ride it. Flight of Fear versus Project 305. Definitely Project 305. Reptilian versus Twisted Timbers. Ooh, that one's hard. I think I would have to choose Twisted Timbers. Twisted Timbers is really fun. Reptilian is too. Unfortunately, I hate it that they're both against each other, but I love Twisted Timbers, so. And then Woodstock Express is going to be one that's saved for the next round. Carowinds. We have Afterburn versus Copperhead Strike. Ooh, that's a hard one too. Well, we're going to do Afterburn. Yes, Thrill Rides 101, I know. We just discussed it. I was pretty ticked, pretty heated. I think I'm going to have to choose Copperhead Strike. I feel like Copperhead Strike is the more what's the word I want? It's the more trips to Knoebels, underrated park, no parking fees. Interesting. So Copperhead Strike is the more bespoke attraction. Let's say that. Six Flags merger is definitely starting to show. Might be the case. Fury 325 versus Kitty Hawk. Definitely Fury 325. Not Kitty Hawk, obviously. That's like a kid's coaster. Ricochet versus Thunder Striker. I'm trying to think of which ones they were. Ricochet versus Thunder Striker. Definitely Thunder Striker. I don't remember what Thunder Striker is because of the name change. And then Woodstock Express is the last one that's going to be saved for the next round. Disney World is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad versus Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Ooh. I think that one's hard because they're both mine trains. They're both really fun. But I do think Big Thunder Mountain Railroad actually is the better coaster. Like if you're going to have a coaster, that's the one that's more fun. I do love Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, but Expedition Everest versus Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I think I'd have to do Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a more bespoke attraction. It's more fun. And then we have, shoot. Okay, never mind. We're changing that, guys. It is Tron Light Cycle Power Run. Now, I haven't done Tron, so just because of that, Big Thunder Mountain's going to win, but Tron does not win then. That's just because I haven't ridden it. If I rode it, it might very likely win, but I don't know. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train versus Expedition Everest. So in that case, I'm going to choose Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. And then we have Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind that's still waiting for the next one. Universal Studios, we have Velocicoaster versus Hagrid's. Ooh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts really bad. But you know what? I'm going to say Hagrid's. I love Hagrid's. It is my favorite coaster. And then Revenge of the Mummy is saved for the next round. Busch Gardens Tampa has Iron Gwazi versus Cheetah Hunt. Oh, my word. Okay, you guys are going to hate me, but I'm going to say Cheetah Hunt. I love Cheetah Hunt. It's better than Iron Gwazi. I'm sorry. And then Montu versus Kumba. It has to be Montu. I love Montu. And then we have Air Grover, which is the odd man out, and will be up right after this. SeaWorld Orlando is Icebreaker versus Kraken. I'm going to choose Icebreaker for that. And then Journey to Atlantis versus Super Grover's Boxcar Derby. We already hate you for picking Hagrid's, but Hagrid's is fantastic. It is so much better. It is just, it's so smooth. It's so fun. It's fantastic. It's amazing. Let's see what you guys said there on that round. How long we've been started here? I've been on for 67 minutes. I got a new battery pack. It's a flashlight, battery pack, and Bluetooth speaker all in one. No free lockers for Top Thrill 2, yeah. Six Flags merger is definitely starting to show. Six Flags Great Adventure, Kingda Ka, El Toro, Jersey Devil, and even Joker, you have to buy a locker for all loose articles. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Well, why would they be doing Six Flags stuff when Six Flags is by far the worst park? That doesn't make any sense. And we'll see what happens in June if the merger is finalized. Tron is better at night. We already hate you for picking Hagrid's. All right, next we have, you know what, let's go for a walk. We're going to keep on walking a little bit here. So next we have Backlot Stunt Coaster versus Orion. We're back at Kings Island now. Backlot Stunt Coaster has first Orion. Yeah, it has to be Orion. There's no other choice. I love Backlot Stunt Coaster, but Orion is definitely way, way better. Then we have Banshee. Yeah, the battery pack is fully charged. It's 12 hours of charging. Wow. How'd you find that? That sounds nice. is that, like, I have a car battery, or like a battery pack for in my car that's, I think it's actually a couple days worth, but I thought you were doing polls. No, I'm not doing polls now. We did polls for all of us doing it. I am having people like write in the comments what their favorites are. But in this case, I'm just comparing what yours were like versus what mine are like, which honestly is probably going to happen in another video where I'll actually compare what we all did and where things came out and stuff like that. Next we have Banshee versus Flight of Fear. I have to choose Banshee. Flight of Fear is fun, not my favorite though. And now Kings Island is done. We now have Cedar Point. And this has Gatekeeper versus Maverick. Gatekeeper. Oh, no. Sorry, not Gatekeeper. No. In that case, it's got to be Maverick. I love Maverick. It has to be Maverick, not Gatekeeper. As much as I like Gatekeeper, it can't beat out one of the rides. It's usually one of my favorites. Sorry, guys. I'm sure it's really windy again. Trying to find some place where it's maybe a little bit less windy. Next, we have Valraven versus Steel Vengeance. We have Steel Vengeance. Steel Vengeance is the one that wins. Kennywood is complete. Michigan's Adventure is complete. Indiana Beach is complete. Although it should be. And there we go. Busch Gardens is complete. Okay, next we have King's Dominion. We have, yes, definitely Steel Vengeance. Even though I do love Valraven a lot, but it's definitely Steel Vengeance for me. Oh, you know what? We're going to walk down the way a little bit. Okay, we were at King's Dominion. I can go over one. Oh, actually, let's just go all the way down. Yeah. King's Dominion, we have Dominator, Project 305. I'm gonna have to say, oh, that's gone. Obviously, I'm gonna have to say Project 305. I love Project 305. Dominator's not that great. Well, I don't know if it's that great. I didn't ride it, but I did love Dominator, so that's probably the best one to do. And then we've got Twisted Timbers, which is going to be first, the next round. Really, I guess it doesn't matter. Next, we have Carowinds. We have Copperhead Strike. Look at this, guys. Got a horse and buggy. Actually, a carriage. All right. So we've got Copperhead Strike versus Fury 325. That, it's Fury, hands down. As much as I love Copperhead Strike, it can't beat out Fury. And then we've got Thunder Striker, which makes it through one way or another. That's actually a good pairing. That's normal in Pennsylvania. Well, is it normal to see a carriage and not a buggy? Because, yeah, it's fairly normal to see Amish here, too. By the way, go check out my Amish town video also. If you want to go see Amish town in Fort Wayne, near Fort Wayne. Sorry, I know it's really windy, guys. I'm trying to avoid the wind as much as I can, but sometimes it's just not possible. All right. Next, we have Disney World. Disney World, we have Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. No, sorry, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind versus Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Oh man. That feels hard. You know what? I'm going to say Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just very much a solid coaster. And I think like you guys would really like it. But I would miss Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. And Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. It smells so good here. In my favorite part of Fort Wayne. Actually, they have a speakeasy here now too that they just opened. It's really fun. It's down the basement of one of the buildings down on the end there. It's so good. It was really fun. It feels kind of secluded and out of the way and kind of secret, like a speakeasy should. And it's definitely really fun. Universal Studios has, as a matter of fact, I might have a short coming out about it. I haven't done that yet. Universal Studios has Hagrid's and Revenge of the Mummy. It has to be Hagrid's. I mean, I can't say Revenge of the Mummy is so good that it would be worth beating out both Hagrid's and Velocicoaster. SeaWorld Orlando. Oh shoot, we can't do that yet. What was I thinking? Sorry, we're not done with that. Next we've got Busch Gardens, and that's Cheetah Hunt. No, that's Air Grover versus Cheetah Hunt. Definitely Cheetah Hunt. Definitely Cheetah Hunt. Okay, let's stop for a second here. And then last we have Montu for that round. One more that's not quite done. And get rid of my ends. SeaWorld Orlando has Icebreaker and Super Grover's Boxcar Derby. Let's see if anything else is done. Copperhead is great, not taking anything away from it. It's a great coaster. It's just not better than Fury. Just like Maverick is my favorite CP, but it's not the best. Yeah. I'm back, y'all. Hey, Cam, what's up? How you doing? You couldn't stay away, huh? All right. We've got two coasters here. One is Orion and one is Banshee. Wait a minute. No. Okay, so Kings Island has Orion and Banshee. Cedar Point has Maverick and Steel Vengeance. Kennywood has Jackrabbit and Steel Curtain. Michigan's Adventure has Mad Mouse and Shivering Timbers. Indiana Beach has Hoosier Hurricane and Steel Hog. Busch Gardens has Williamsburg has Dark Coaster and Verbolten. King's Dominion has Project 305 and Twisted Timbers. Carowinds has Fury 325 and Thunder Striker. And Disney World has Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Guardians of the Galaxy. Universal has Hagrid's and Revenge of the Mummy. Busch Gardens has Cheetah Hunt and Montu. And SeaWorld has Icebreaker and Super Grover's Boxcar Derby. So we're going to start at the beginning here. And we're going through the very first one each, and then marking off which ones don't win, and then choosing some winners so that it's not all within the same park. So we have Orion versus Maverick. And in that case, I have to say it's gotta be... Man, Orion versus Maverick. I do love Orion, but is it better than Maverick? Yeah, I'm going to say Orion is better than Maverick. Yes. Super Grover should win? I didn't choose Maverick. Sorry, Spike. I chose Orion. What? All right. Next one is Jackrabbit. We've got Kennywood, Jackrabbit, versus Michigan's Adventures, Mad Mouse. That 100% has to be Jackrabbit. Mad Mouse is kind of a nothing ride. There's nothing really special about it at all. It's just a Wild Mouse coaster. Indiana Beach has Hoosier Hurricane versus Dark Coaster, and absolutely that has to be Dark Coaster. There's no other option. Am I taking y'all off yet? I'll be seeing you at Banshee a bunch this year. Y'all killed me on Saturday, though. I was trying to get all the cards, and you didn't open for ERT. Okay, good. So next we have King's Dominion with Dominator. Nope. With Project 305 versus Fury 325. So we've got... Well, that's okay. I could tell. Project 305 versus Fury 325. It has to be Fury 325. That it just has to be. Oops. There we go. Okay, good. And Project 305 does not win. Next, we have the two top from Carowinds and Disney World. At Carowinds, we have Copperhead Strike versus Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Oh, no, sorry. We have... No, sorry. That is... We already did Carowinds. We have Big Thunder Mountain... Nope. We have Seven Dwarfs Mine Train versus Hagrid's. That has to be Hagrid's. There's no other choice there. Can't be Seven Dwarfs Mine. Busch Gardens versus SeaWorld Orlando. Busch Gardens got Cheetah Hunt versus Icebreaker. Has to be Cheetah Hunt. I keep freezing? Okay, let's keep walking then. So we've got Cheetah Hunt. Icebreaker does not go through. And now we're done with that. One more time. Let's go check out the things that you guys are saying to me now. Fury versus Copperhead is tough. Intimidator. Copperhead is nowhere near Fury level though. Cosmic Rewind. Cosmic Rewind is the best Vekoma. I liked Copperhead. Maybe it was because it was 80 degrees in late October, but was running great and was very fast paced. In the world, I saw a crazy coaster video where Cedar Point made a new Giga coaster near the front of the park called Lake Erie Cyclone. I'm back, y'all. Copperhead is great, not taking anything away from it. I may be biased because I work on the crew, but I say Banshee. I think I did. Banshee above, oh, never mind. Banshee is above Orion in my KI rankings. Yeah, no, I love Orion. Having real trouble, guys. I don't know why it doesn't want to, why the internet. I love Orion, but it kind of feels forceless to me besides that helix and wave turn. Nope, no low battery. Oh, caps lock, sorry. I keep my caps lock on a lot too. Doesn't bother me at all. All right. Hopefully it'll stay on for a few more minutes here while we finish up the very end of this. All right, we're starting back at the front, at the top. Now they are all against each other at this. No, they're not. Sorry. We have our second round here. So we have Banshee now versus Steel Vengeance. Definitely has to be Steel Vengeance. As much as I love Banshee, and I do love Banshee, it's a great ride. I do still have to choose Steel Vengeance. We have Steel Curtain. Nope. Is this Steel Curtain? Yeah, I guess it's Steel Curtain versus Shivering Timbers. And for that, I would have to do Steel Curtain. Steel Curtain is a lot more smooth. It's very thrilling. There's a lot of fun in it, and it doesn't hurt you to ride it. So I have my crew is here, but Steve is better. Airtime on the inversion. So you're not mad at me then, huh? Uh-oh. I lost where we were. Kennywood. Steel Curtain wins. And Shivering Timbers does not. Indiana Beach we have Steel Hog versus Verbolten. And that has to be Verbolten. Absolutely, Verbolten. Verbolten was a really, really fun ride. King's Dominion has Twisted Timbers versus Thunder Striker. Ooh, that one's hard. Twisted Timbers versus Thunder Striker. You know, I think I have to give it to Thunder Striker. I think I'd rather ride Thunder Striker. If I had to make a choice between the two. What? We'll go down here. So Twisted Timbers is gone. Next we have Disney World with Guardians of the Galaxy. No, wait. Which one is it? Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind or Revenge of the Mummy. Definitely Guardians of the Galaxy. As much as I love the Mummy. Busch Gardens has Montu versus Super Grover. Definitely not Super Grover. Definitely Montu. My wife will only ride Banshee in the front. It's fun there, but way better in the back. See, I like the front a lot. The front, but honestly, I don't know that there's a bad spot for Banshee. I love Banshee one way or another. All right, and next. Now finally here, we have them all going together. We're just gonna walk around the park here for a little bit while I figure it out. So, favorite spot on Beast? Oh, Beast is not one of my favorite rides, so I haven't ridden like every row. But honestly, I always say I don't really have a favorite spot with almost all of them because variety is the spice of life. Like, if I've ridden on row 17 for the last 5 times, then riding it on row 3 is going to feel really fun because it's going to feel a little bit different. That's part of the fun. All right. Orion versus Banshee. Is that right? No. Orion versus Steel Vengeance. For me. Oh man. What would you guys do? Orion versus Steel Vengeance. I think for me it has to be Steel Vengeance. I don't think I have a choice. It's definitely better. Steel Vengeance is definitely better than Orion. 4. And Orion is gone. This is where it's really going to get to be the hardest stuff. Next we have Jackrabbit versus Steel Curtain. And it's going to need to be Steel Curtain. 3, Jackrabbit, X. All right. Nothing for Michigan's Adventure. Nothing for Indiana Beach. Now we've got 2 here for Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Dark Coaster and Verbolten. I do think when you look at Dark Coaster, maybe it's a kind of new coaster, but it goes around in circles, basically. And it's not a very tall coaster, like at all. But when you look at Verbolten, it does all kinds of things. Like it ejects you out. You have a couple of different high falls. You go into a building. You go all around inside that building. It drops you at one point. There's just so much that it does. So we're going to say Verbolten for the next one. Verbolten wins. Two. Verbolten. Dark Coaster does not. Next, we have Dominator versus Project 305. No, Dominator's done. We have Project 305. Wait, I think Project 305 already lost. I may have messed this up just a little bit, guys, but I don't care. It doesn't really matter because Project 305 already lost. So we're just going to keep that X there. Instead, we have Thunder Striker. We have Fury versus Thunder Striker. I think I would have to choose definitely Fury. If nothing else, but for that Thunder Striker's name has changed. But I think Fury may be my favorite coaster out of all of them. I'm planning on going to Cedar Point for opening day. Disney World, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind still left. And we have Hagrid's at Universal. I'm definitely taking Guardians out, and it is Hagrid's. Hagrid's for sure. Hagrid's is a fantastic ride. It's very similar, in my opinion, to Verbolten. It has very similar type of elements in it. And it is so much fun, and they tell a great story with it. And it's so cool. It's like a dark ride, but it's a coaster. And even your seats even swivel at points to show you different things. Like it's fantastic. Next, we have Busch Gardens with Cheetah Hunt and Montu. So it has to be Cheetah Hunt. Definitely. 3 for Cheetah Hunt. Montu's gone. Cheetah Hunt also might be one of my absolute favorite coasters of all time, in all fairness. And then we have Icebreaker and Super Grover's Boxcar Derby. No. Those are both gone. Okay, never mind. We did end up with the even note, so I think we're about right. Next. Here's where it starts to get difficult. Okay, Steel Vengeance versus Steel Curtain. Okay, I like that. Steel Vengeance versus Steel Curtain. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. I like the variety is the spice of life. So I like what I haven't ridden as much lately. I ride Steel Vengeance a lot. Steel Curtain, I think, is similar in a lot of ways. It's a really, really great ride. So I'm gonna piss you all off. I'll say Steel Curtain because I loved it. It's so much fun. It does crazy things, and it kind of does the same thing as Steel Vengeance in that, like, it comes back under the track again. And that's part of the fun of it, with lots of corkscrews and lots of inversions, all that kind of stuff. So, on Steel Vengeance, I ride all the time. So, goodbye, Steel Vengeance. Sorry, guys. Y'all gonna be mad at me. All right, next, we are going to do Busch Gardens Williamsburg with Verbolten versus Fury 325. Oh, man. Verbolten versus Fury 325. See, now I'm tempted to say Verbolten. But the thing is, Verbolten isn't that perfect of a ride. It's a great ride, but it's not that perfect. It doesn't really tell a story. It's just very, very fun. So, you know what? I'm going to say Fury 325 has to win this one. And Verbolten is out. As much as I love it. Sorry, Drew. Then we have Disney World with nothing left in it. And Universal Studios with Hagrid's. Now, if there's one that I'm going to say is good, it's Hagrid's over Verbolten. So, when we have Hagrid's versus Cheetah Hunt, I think I have to hand it to Hagrid's. As much as Cheetah Hunt gives me a really solid experience that I absolutely love, and I would love to ride it just over and over and over again. It's honestly one of the only rides there that I'd love to just hop on over and over and over again. It just really pales in comparison to Hagrid's. And Hagrid's is a fantastic ride. It even does similar type things in it. With even more elements, and again, also very similar to Verbolten. So, but like better than Verbolten. It's like it takes the prototype of Verbolten and it expands on it and makes it even better. So, we're gonna say Cheetah Hunt is out and Velocicoaster is in. And now we're down right at the very end. Orion's out. Steel Vengeance is out. Jackrabbit's out, but Steel Curtain is still in. And Steel Curtain is going against Fury 325. Steel Curtain versus Fury 325. Okay, Steel Curtain has to lose. Fury 325 is better. So, Steel Curtain is out on the 5th round for me. And Carowinds, no. Yeah, Carowinds has a 5th round for Fury 325. Then we have Hagrid's. Now Hagrid's is going to go up against Fury 325. So between those two, Hagrid's and Fury 325, Fury's so much easier to get on. Like, it's a blast of a ride. It's fantastic. It has incredible operations. It's incredibly fast to get onto. You usually don't have to wait more than at most a half hour, if even that. And it delivers one of the best experiences in a coaster that I think you could possibly have, which means, now otherwise, you've got Hagrid's, which is fantastic and tells an incredible story and has an incredible animatronic, and it's beautiful, but you're gonna wait 2, maybe even 3 hours for that coaster. So it has to be Fury 325 for me. So we finally have dethroned Hagrid's on its 4th round. By Carowinds Fury 325, which made it to the 6th round for it. So Fury 325 ends up being my number 1 overall. Tell me what you guys think about that, and let's get through some of your comments now. But I rode everywhere on Banshee. I just like the back. Banshee is the best in the back. I like the back outside seat on Banshee. What's your favorite spot on the Beast? Did we just become friends, Spike, Cam? I think so, Spike. Why do I feel like I'm reading like a kid's novel or a kid's book? Like, did we become friends? I think so. Row 17 gives a little bit of airtime on first drop. Steel Vengeance. You guys all wanted Steel Vengeance. Riding Orion for the first time on Friday. Ooh, that's a fun ride. Yep, and the smoothest ride, but row 5 gives you Ejecto Cedo when the trims hit going in the valley after the first tunnel. Wasn't sure which one to send the pics on. Oh, R&R Coasting, I've seen a couple things come through from you guys. I'm about to start making YouTube videos and start making a series called A Day in the Life of Kings Island Employee. Hey, that's kind of cool. You do need to be careful. I don't know what Kings Island does, but, just make sure that don't be like me, where you just say whatever you think. I'm not an employee, so I can say whatever I think. And I think it's good to have that kind of criticism, but like more objective criticism. But it's, as an employee, you do have to be careful. I'll be careful. Are you going for opening day? I am planning on going on Cedar Point opening day, yes. And I'll be there also this Sunday. I unfortunately won't be back down until the ACE conference, but will likely be at Kings Island at least 25 times this year. Are you going on opening day? Fury, even though I never rode it. There's actually a few Cedar Point employees with YouTube channels. Yes, yeah, I've seen those. Actually, they're kind of fun to see. Are you going on opening day for Cedar Point? Yes, I will be there on opening day for Cedar Point. You guys all asked that all at the same time, too. I work Cedar Point opening day, sadly. Well, hey, Cam, if you see me, say hi. And say, hey, I'm Cam Loves Coasters. And they'll be like, hey, now I know what your face looks like. Okay? My shoulders are too big for those something on cheetah hunt. It's the employees of TT2 who's going to get treated like crap or screamed at. Yeah, unfortunately. And that's another thing. Like, Cedar Point is making all these restrictions and adding additional stuff, which sometimes that's okay to add some of it, but it's so inconsistent across the park that then people get mad. And the employees do not deserve that at all. They deserve none of the heat that they get, because it has nothing to do with the employees. Really, I'm not even sure that it has that much to do even with Tony, but Tony as a higher up can at least take the heat, or at least should be able to at least take the heat. But you know, the employees don't deserve it at all. But that's another part of it. Like, you're going to lose employees because you create a situation that's a no-win situation for them that also makes it worse for them, which means they don't want to come back and keep being ride-ops throughout their time. Like, there are some who have made careers out of it, but you don't want to be a ride-op if you're getting screamed at all the time because of arbitrary rules that Cedar Point puts in place that are unnecessary. Are you going on opening day for Cedar Point? Yes, I'm going on opening day for Cedar Point. I'm like, am I circling back to to the comments? I'm going to feel real bad for TT2 crew this year. They're about to get it from at least 20% of guests, yeah. It's your opinion on the steel curtain versus Steve. Oh, okay. I was wondering how in the heck that was going to work. What was going to work? Oh, I don't know. I live closer to Kings Island than to Cedar Point. I live a lot closer to Cedar Point than Kings Island, like 3 hours closer. I'll be at Cedar Point and on Sunday, riding Top Thrill 2. I live... What in the world? I live an hour and 45 minutes from Kings Island and like 4.5 from Cedar Point. Hour and a half from Kings Island. Can't argue with Fury 325 being king. It's a great ride. Like, it is one of the best. And for me to choose something that I ride constantly, I feel like doesn't really make a lot of sense. But Fury is fantastic. You're not alone. Fury's people's number one. 1 hour from Cedar Point, from Kings Island. I'll be careful. Just remember that you do not speak for the park. Yes. If you come to Kings Island, I will. Oh, I'll be to Kings Island. Sorry, Kim, I was thinking you were saying that you work at Cedar Point on Cedar Point's opening day. You work at Kings Island on Cedar Point's opening day. Yeah, I'll be at Kings Island multiple times, and then also over the shoulder restraints, okay. Also, I'll be at, Cedar Point a whole bunch. So if you see me at either place, let me, just say hi. Bane of my coaster enthusiast existence. Just let me know how TT2 is. Hey, I'll be making a video about it. There'll be all kinds of stuff where I'll talk about it. Although partly I'm kind of like, well, if I go for TT2, should I even ride the ride? But yeah, I probably should, because I want people to know whether it's worthwhile or not. So, and I'll be objective with it, because it may not be my thing, but it probably will be a lot of other people's things. I got screamed at Banshee the other day because someone's kid was a little too short to ride. Trent, you better go back row for your first ride on TT2. I can almost guarantee you I will not go back row. But I'll probably just go wherever they put me. There will probably be assigned seating for year one of TT2. Yes, I agree with that. There will likely be assigned seating for that whole time. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my rant today. Also, if you didn't, I'm sorry about my rant today. let me know what you guys are thinking. And like I said, please, if you would like to be on a video talking about kind of public opinion of Top Thrill 2, regardless of what that is, I'll probably put some community posts and Instagram posts and stuff like that out there too. Please let me, please fill out some stuff. I'll probably run some polls. You can go to my Twitter. Oh yeah, okay. You're going live right after this, Droko? Okay, well, I'm about to get off. So, Droko, when I get off, press that live button. And everybody go check them out for their live tonight. They'll be probably talking about some similar things, and then they'll be talking about more, I'm sure. Anyway, if you would like to be a part of that, please, a part of that poll, please put stuff down in the physical comments, not the immediate comments, but the physical comments down at the bottom of this video. If you're watching this later, please put it down there too. I have no idea what just happened. Also, go to my Twitter or my X, and it's at NotYourNormalG1. Follow me there, but also write things down below. If you would like your quotes used, I can use those, okay? Thank you guys so much, and please go check out Droko right now. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and let's go.